Good afternoon and welcome to Ripon's Ingalls Field, where your hometown Ripon Lady Tigers play host to Wautoma Wild Rose Hornets. I'm Bruce Lank with you play-by-play today here on the Ripon channel. Ripon comes into today's non-conference game with an 0-0-1 season record following a season-opening 1-1 tie with Freedom this past Tuesday night. Wautoma Wild Rose, meanwhile, enters with a 0-0 season record after last night's match against Berlin was postponed. Ripon and Wautoma Wild Rose last met 3 seasons ago when Ripon won that contest 2-0. Ripon and Wautoma Wild Rose were scheduled to open the 2020 season. However, the entire season was canceled due to the COVID pandemic. Introducing the players on the field right now. First, the starting lineup for Wautoma Wild Rose. Number 2, Charlie Kratz. I gotta see what she's got on. She's the goaltender. Number 5, Vivian Fuss. Number 6, Peta Barcinas. Number 10, Sabrina Adair. Number 12, Cami Culver. Number 13, Brianna Velez. Number 14, Megan Miller. Number 17, Abby Peterman. Number 20, Jessica Areola. Number 30, Victoria Peralta. And rounding out the starters for Wautoma Wild Rose is number 44, Cadence Blader. For your hometown Ripon Tigers, number 1, the goalkeeper for Ripon, Haley Shear. Number 2, a senior, Ashley Anadel. Number 3, a sophomore, Ariana Brooks. Number 5, a junior, Olivia Jennings. Number 6, a junior, Ava Nankervis. Number 11, a sophomore, Ellie Rost. Number 12, a junior, Sheridan Zimmerman. Number 21, Reese Downs, a sophomore. And number 22, a sophomore, Malia Kowaleski. Number 23, a sophomore, Carson Bauman. And number 24, a sophomore, Summer Anadel. So teams shaking hands, wishing each other luck, and we'll get them out on the field and they'll get their places. And we'll get started here in just a moment with the start of tonight's soccer game. This is the second game of the season for Ripon. First game of the season for Wautoma Wild Rose. Wild Rose dressed in their white uniforms, uniform tops, black shorts, and it looks like orange lettering and black numbers. Ripon dressed in their black uniforms with white numbers and white trim. So Ripon will be, let's see which side the goalkeepers go to. So it looks like Ripon will be defending the south goal, which is on the right side. Ripon will be moving from right to left on your screen. Wautoma will be defending the left goal on the north side of the field. Our weather conditions, let's see what the weather conditions look like out there. We have, looks like about a southwest wind, sunny. I don't see hardly a cloud in the sky, not hardly anything out there. The flag's fluttering light. I think it's about a 6-mile-an-hour wind. Last I looked, the temperature said 43 degrees with about 39 on a wind chill. So we're getting ready. Ripon starts with the ball. Taking a few minutes to get numbers caught up here, but we're moving the ball downfield toward the north. Wautoma now with the ball. They kick it down, try to move it ahead. And Ripon cuts it off on the far side of the field. That was Carson Bauman. And Bauman out there, Wautoma with the ball, and picking it up is Ripon. Wautoma kicks it back the other way. Now with it is Downs. And she kicks it over to the near side of the field, but it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, they didn't call it. Nope, we had a late whistle. So it's going to be Wautoma's ball out of bounds right here in front of the Wautoma Wild Rose bench. And we'll have the throw in. When they throw in, they have to keep 1 foot firmly on the ground. Actually, both feet have to stay on the ground. So they drag the back toe many times. So Ripon with the ball. That's Downs. She has it cut off, and now Wautoma picks it up, but Downs goes after it, and it's going to go out of bounds off Wautoma. Downs to throw it in for the Tigers. She throws it downfield, and it's picked up there by Wautoma. And it's going to go out of bounds off Wautoma. So once again, Ripon ball. And doing the throwing in will be Olivia Jennings. Jennings gets it in. She gets it into Summer Annadel, and then Annadel loses it to Wautoma back, and she gets the ball back again. They're in the corner. And Annadel has it go out of bounds, and it's going to be Wautoma ball. Nope, they're going to give it to Ripon. The official on this side of the field didn't indicate which way it was supposed to go. He just held his flag straight up in the air. So the main referee on the field corrected that. So with the ball is Bauman, and she kicks it over to the middle of the field, and picking it up there, it looked like it may have been Kovaleski, and they kick it toward the goal, but it's going to go wide to the right and out of bounds. So it'll be Wautoma's ball as they'll kick it away. That will be Vivian Fuss. She'll set it down, and going back to kick it is one of the other Wautoma players. She kicks it downfield, picked up there on the far side of the field, and Bauman there to pick it up for Ripon. And we've got to fight for the ball and get it out. It's going to go to Kovaleski. Kovaleski loses it, and back to Annadel. She kicks it toward the goal and in for the first score of the game. And that comes in the 2:50-minute mark, 3-minute mark actually, of the game. So that was, I believe if I saw it right, Summer Annadel that got that kick into the goal. So that was in the 3-minute mark. So Ripon leads it here early, 1-0 over Wautoma Wild Rose. A combined team for Wautoma Wild Rose. And Wautoma Wild Rose will start with the ball as soon as they get it to the middle of the field. So in the middle of the field with the ball, that's Abby Peterman. She'll kick it back, and Wautoma starts, and they'll try to get it downfield for the next score. Ripon picks it up there, right in the middle of the field, and they work it down. Now to Annadel. Annadel right in the middle of the field. She kicks it over, tries to get it over toward Bauman, and someone kicked it downfield, picked up by the goalkeeper. She'll bring it out and punt it downfield for the Hornets. Gets it down, cut off there by Annadel, and then kicked downfield by the other direction by Wautoma. Kowaleski with the ball on the far side of the field, being defended by the Hornets. And finally the Hornets get the ball back. Ripon doing a pretty good job of marking their balls. And Rost with the ball tries to save it from going out of bounds, but it's going to be Wautoma ball as it goes out of bounds on the far side off Ellie Rost.
Every once in a while, Bruce, make sure that you tell them what time it is and what the score is, because since the screen is not working, I don't know.
And Kowaleski with the ball. We want to tell you 4:20 into the game. We go 45 minutes in each half. And that's typically a non-stop clock when they blow the whistle. The only time the clock stops is during a goal until it's kicked again, and it puts it back into play. So 4:40, Ripon leading 1-0 here at Ingalls Field on this beautiful day for a soccer game here at Ripon. So on the far side of the field, Ripon with the ball. Get it down to Carson Bauman. Bauman loses it to Wautoma. Now free with the ball and moving it downfield, and Ari Brooks there picks it up. And kicked over to Downs here on the near side of the field. She gets the ball cut off by Wautoma. It's going to go out of bounds. They're going to call it off for Ripon, so it'll be Wautoma ball right at midfield. Throw in, and Ripon gets the ball there. That's Ashley Annadel. She'll move the ball ahead. Gets it downfield to Ava Nankervis. And then running it down is Wautoma. They move the ball back the other way for the Hornets. And dribbling it, now kicked it ahead. Downs cuts it off. She kicks it down, but right into a Hornet player. Now gets the ball back, kicks it to the middle of the field. That's down to Ellie Rost. She moves the ball ahead as Ava Nankervis gets it, kicks it downfield, and Wautoma there to pick up the ball. She works it into the corner on the near side. And one of the Ripon players goes down. That's Jennings for the Tigers, but she gets back up, gets back on the ball. But Rost kicks the ball in reverse and to one of her own players, Ashley Annadel, and then picking it up on the other side of the field. That's Sheridan Zimmerman, and Zimmerman moves it ahead. Carson Bauman with the ball. She's got it free, going right toward the goal. She kicks it and into, it came off the near post and back onto the playing area as Wautoma's going to have the ball, and they'll try to move it down, but fighting for it down there is Ripon. Olivia Jennings, and it goes off Wautoma out of bounds, so it's Ripon's ball as Jennings will throw it in. She throws it into Bauman. Bauman to Rost and over to the far side of the field, and downfield clearing it out is Wautoma as they move it downfield now. And Sabrina Adair, and she's defended there by Ripon, and it's going to go out of bounds off for Ripon. Summer Annadel. Summer is the sophomore. Ashley is a senior. We're at the 7:38 mark. Ripon leading 1-0 here in tonight's contest between Wautoma Wild Rose and Ripon. So Annadel with the ball. It's going to go out of bounds and off Wautoma. Olivia Jennings will throw it in. Gets it downfield as she gets it down to Ava Nankervis. And Nankervis has it go out of bounds off Wautoma. So Jennings to throw the ball in again. Throws it over Nankervis's head. Tries to get it to Carson Bauman. And kicking the ball around. Sometimes a little bit hard to keep up with as fast as they kick the ball around. It's like a pinball machine once in a while down there. So it goes out of bounds off Ripon. Will be Wautoma's ball as Wautoma will kick the ball downfield. Try to clear it out from the Wautoma end. Not much of a kick, and Jennings right there to pick it up. But Wautoma gets it back. Now Downs will cut it off, and she'll work it downfield. She'll dribble it forward. Tries to kick it, kicks it right into a Wautoma player. Now Wautoma gets the ball, kicking it around, but Carson Bauman picks it up the far side. And Kowalewski, she gets the ball. This is Kowalewski's first year playing. Last year she played softball for Ripon. But this is her first year as a sophomore playing soccer. A couple of first-time players out there as starters tonight for Ripon. Kowalewski and Reese Downs, as they both played soccer or softball last year for Ripon. This year playing soccer. So Wautoma kicks the ball downfield. It's going to go out of bounds and will be, I don't see an indication by the officials, so it looks like it's going to be Ripon's ball on the throw-in. Throw-in goes to Carson Bauman. Bauman dribbles it up ahead, tries to get it up. Now pass in the middle of the field and kicks it toward the goal. That was Summer Anadel, but it cut off there by the goalkeeper. So bringing it into play, Wautoma once again, now cut off by Ripon. Into Ellery Ross, now over to Kowalewski. Kowalewski has it taken away from her by Wautoma. Kowalewski got it back for a moment, but now Wautoma with the ball again. She moves it downfield and back out into the Ripon player. And Carson Bauman there, she's going to fight for the ball. She's free with it, kicks it toward the goal, and going to be stopped by the goalkeeper. Good opportunity by Bauman, but the goalkeeper there to snag that ball and keep it from going into the goal. As Wautoma brings it downfield, now cut off there by Ripon. Ashley Anadel tried to move it forward to Jennings. Anadel right there. She kicks it downfield, gets it ahead, going down toward the goalkeeper, and she'll pull it in and she'll punt it downfield for the Hornets. 10:56 into this first half of play as we play 45 minutes. Unless they've changed it. It may have changed to 40 minutes. I haven't seen the rules this year. Some places play 40, some play 45. Anyway, on the far side of the ball, of the field, that's Kowalewski. Kowalewski working the ball down the sideline, and now Wautoma with the ball. Kowalewski steals it away, but it goes to a Wautoma player. Carson Bauman there trying to steal it away, and now Rost comes up, gets it to the middle of the field to Anadel. Now to Bauman. Bauman, we've got a whistle, and that's going to be, I believe, perhaps offsides by Ripon. Not very clear signals as to what some of the infractions are, so it's hard to tell sometimes what the whistle is about, but I believe that was an offsides call. So Wautoma with the ball and then stolen away by Ripon. Again, that's Ellie Rost. Rost has it stolen away now by Wautoma as they try to get it over midfield, and they do temporarily, and Downs has it go off her feet and out of bounds here on the near side. So Wautoma will throw the ball in. Throwing in for Wautoma is Sabrina Adair as she gets it in, and we've got a quick whistle. And I think they're counting players because there was a player change, I believe, by Wautoma. So they're counting players to see that both sides have what they're supposed to have. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is what they should have. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's 12 out there because one of them is headed for the bench now. Anyway, Wautoma throws the ball in, and they get it downfield. That's the deepest the ball's been in Wautoma territory yet tonight. And Ripon, and they clear it downfield a little bit further, but Wautoma back on the ball. They kick it toward the goal, and Shearer right there to pull it in for the Tigers at the goal. 13:25 into this first half. Ripon leading 1-0 as they are trying to move the ball downfield. They get it out to roughly the 45-yard line before it's going to go out of bounds. Actually, about midfield is where it went out of bounds of the football field. So Ripon has 2 substitutions going in. Alexa Heemstra, along with Elena Williams. Coming out is Annadel and Kowaleski for the Tigers. They'll take a breather. Good play by them, especially Kowaleski on her first year of playing soccer. So Ripon throws it in on the far side. Carson Bauman there. Bauman doing a good job as she picks up the ball, dribbles it down toward the goal, and she's on it. Stopped by Wautoma. Bauman goes back and gets it, fighting, trying to get it to the goal, and it goes in. And I believe that went off of, if I can see her number, I'm not sure who that is. The numbers aren't easy to read unless they turn around. The numbers on the back of their jerseys are quite easy to read. The front numbers aren't. And I'm not sure who that is. Haven't seen her number yet. I believe it may have been Ashley Annadel. Goal by the Ripon player until she's getting upfield further. Like I said, I think that's Ashley Annadel, number 2. No, I'm wrong. It's Ava Nankervis that got that goal for the Tigers as they now lead 2-0 at the 14:29 mark. So Ava Nankervis at the 14:22 mark makes it 2-0 for the Tigers. Wautoma will put the ball into play to get things started again. So we're underway, and again stolen away by Ripon. And Ripon controlling this ball for the most part so far in this game. With the ball, that's Summer Annadel gets it ahead, and that's Nankervis. Nankervis dribbling it down, tries to pass it toward the middle, and cut off by Wautoma. Now a kick and an attempt toward the goal. And that was Annadel, and it went far to the right. So it'll be a kick from the goal box for Wautoma. So Ripon leads 2-0 at the 15-14 mark. And Wautoma kicks it down, gets it to their player on the far side of the field. Now they'll move it ahead, but Ellie Ross there to pick it up. She moves the ball over to Williams. Williams gets it ahead to Carson Bauman. Bauman with the dribble. She'll bring it down. It goes out the back line and will be a kick, goal box kick for Wautoma. Once again, they'll kick it downfield from this side of the field, from this side of the goal box, and kick it down. And right there to intercept it, that's Nankervis. Ava Nankervis has played soccer since she was a freshman on this team for the Tigers. So moving the ball over to the far side, Williams chasing it down before it can go out of bounds. And fighting for it on the far side. Williams still with the ball. She moves the ball ahead, gets it to Carson Bauman. Bauman on the far side, and she'll dribble the ball forward and get it up toward the goal. Passes it into the middle of the field to Annadel. Annadel with the kick, and it's stopped there by the keeper for Wautoma. Brings it down, punts it away, and Williams there to try to get the ball, but it's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Ripon as it goes out of bounds on the far side of the field. So throw in goes to Carson Bauman, and again, she's open down there. Now a nice job of avoiding the Wautoma player. Kicks it into Annadel in the center of the field. Annadel, another kick toward the goal, but it goes wide to the left and out of bounds. So nice job by Ripon passing the ball, moving the ball around, and great job out there by Bauman as she, with her speed, she is fast and she can get and break loose over there and be a good striker for this Ripon team. So the ball went out of bounds off Wautoma, so it's a corner kick for the Tigers, the first corner kick of the game. And they kick it in, and now it kicked in, and it's going to go out of bounds, and again it's going to be a corner kick for the Tigers. It looks like a corner kick going to be taken by Ashley Annadell from the near corner. North side of the field, Ripon side of the field. But no, they're going to call a penalty apparently. I've got to see what they're going to do with the ball here. Looks like it's going to go to Wautoma. So some kind of an infraction was called out there. Again, they don't have hand signals and stuff like we see in football and basketball, and so a lot of times difficult to tell what that infraction would be. So an infraction against Ripon gives the ball to Wautoma, but Ripon gets it back in the middle of the field. With the ball is Summer Annadell, and again it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Ripon corner kick. Ashley Annadell going over to do the corner kick again from the north end of the field, near corner. That'll be the third corner kick of the night for both teams, and actually all three of them by Ripon. Goes right into the hands of the keeper for Wautoma. She kicks it downfield. Comes all the way down to about the 40-yard line of the football field markings. And Wautoma with the ball. Ripon trying to fight for it down there. Is that Sheridan Zimmerman on the far side trying to get it, and it goes out of bounds off Zimmerman. So throw in by Wautoma. Now we've got a substitution for Wautoma. As coming into the game, Jessica Areola, and coming out to have a seat on the bench is number, I believe that's 6, and that would be Lupita Barcinas. So Ripon with the ball on the far side, and goes out of bounds, and it'll be Ripon ball. Zimmerman to throw it in for the Tigers. Throws it in past midfield, and now picked up by Ripon. That looks like Rost. As Wautoma gets the ball back, and we've got a jockey going on for the ball, and coming away with it is Annadell. She kicks it downfield, gets it ahead to Nankervis. Nankervis being fought with by Wautoma. It's going to go out the end line and out of bounds, and we'll see it's going to be a corner kick again by Ripon. So corner kick number 4 for the Tigers. And again, it'll be from the near corner on the north end of the field, or the left side of your screen. So Annadell kicks it in toward the center of the field, picked up there by Wautoma. Wautoma, nobody around her, they kick it downfield, but Ripon picks it up, and then Wautoma is able to clear it downfield to midfield, and Zimmerman picks it up. She gets it down and working down the far sideline to Bauman. Bauman gets the ball back, and she's got to fight for it. Now back into Ripon. And Wautoma kicks it downfield, and it's going to go out of bounds on the far side. So it'll be Ripon ball. Zimmerman to throw in for Ripon. Throws it into Carson Bauman. Bauman has it bounce out of bounds off Wautoma, and so it'll be Ripon ball. And Williams going to throw the ball in for the Tigers. So Elena Williams, she throws it, tries to throw it into Ross, goes over the Wautoma player's head, and picking it up is Ripon. Summer Annadell, she tries to get it to Downs. Downs gets the ball, moves the ball ahead to Alexa Heemstra. Heemstra with it, gets it to Nankervis. Excuse me, that's Charlie Bruins, who's in the game for Ripon now. And now Wautoma, but Downs steals the ball away. Nice kick behind her. Excuse me. And Annadell kicks the ball away, but it's going to go out of bounds and be Wautoma ball. So Everybody looks a little bit confused as to whose ball it is, but it's Wautoma's ball as they'll throw the ball in on the near side, right in front of the Wautoma bench. 22:30 into the game. Ripon leading 2-0 on scores by Ava Nankervis and Summer Annadel. Throw in comes to midfield. Downs there to pick it up for the Tigers. Now moves it ahead to Heemstra. Heemstra tries to get it ahead to Bruins, but it goes out of bounds, so it'll be Wautoma ball again right in front of their own bench. Throwing in the ball is Megan Miller for the Hornets. And we got a slight stoppage of play as we got a Wautoma player has to get their shoe tied so that they can continue to play. Excuse me, we don't want anybody getting hurt out there, so if at all possible. So ball moved ahead by Ripon, and Wautoma steals it away but kicks it out of bounds. So it'll be a Ripon ball, and going to throw it in, that looks like it's Zimmerman for the Tigers. Moves it ahead on the far side of the field to Bauman. Bauman again with the dribble, and she moves it upfield. She's got an opponent there, gets it through her legs, now fighting for the ball, and gets it ahead, and Wautoma clears it away from the goal, but not far, and Ripon gets the ball, but Wautoma now steals it away, moves it back the other way. Ripon fighting for the ball, and it's going to go out of bounds, and no, it didn't go out of bounds. They saved it. So Wautoma still moving the ball ahead. This is about the deepest they've been in their own territory here in the game so far for the second time. Otherwise, Ripon controlling the ball for the most part. 24-15 into the game. We've got a substitution, 2 substitutions for Wautoma. Number 24, and the other one I can't really see. I believe that's 6, which would be Lapita Barcinas. And Etzel Espinoza. So Ripon gets the ball down. Wautoma now with it, but kicking it away is, I believe that's Ellie Rost. And she's moving the ball ahead, gets it all the way across the field. Now it goes out of bounds as she tried to keep it in bounds, but she just couldn't do it. And it goes out of bounds off Rost. So it'll be Wautoma ball near midfield, and the throw in. That's going to go over everybody's head, but picked up there by Ashley Annadel, and we've got a whistle. And coming into the game for Ripon, Amanda Ambrosio. And sitting down is Williams for the Tigers. Excuse me, Alexa Himstra. So Annadel moves the ball forward for Ripon, tries to get it to Bauman, but it goes over past her. But Bauman down there to fight for it as it goes all the way across the field, and it's going to be Ripon ball out of bounds right near the far corner on the left side of the field. So throw in by Ripon, almost at the corner. Throw in going to go to Bauman, and we've got the flag, and now they're going to say it's Wautoma's ball for, I don't know if it was a throwing infraction or what the whistle was all about. Anyway, the throw in by Wautoma and stopped there by Ripon, but it's going to go out of bounds off Williams. And Wautoma throws it back in. Get the ball, working it, trying to get it downfield again, and cut off there by Ripon. That's Annadel. She works the ball forward. She's got Bauman open over there, but behind her she didn't see her open. And Annadel still with the ball, and she's pushed, but no whistle. And now working it downfield, get it to Bruins. Bruins gets the ball and down into the corner. It's going to go out of bounds in the corner. I believe that went off Wautoma, so it's going to be a corner kick for the Tigers. As going down to do the corner kick duties is Ashley Annadel. So corner kick number 5 for the Tigers. As Annadel kicks it in to the middle of the field, cut off by Wautoma and out of bounds. So another corner kick coming for the Tigers. Ball rolls all the way back over to the fence over on Fond du Lac Street as Annadel kicks the ball in. And again, out of bounds, but this time it's going to go off Ripon on the right side of the goal post. So Wautoma will kick the ball out. Ripon doing a nice job defensively, keeping the ball from getting downfield and playing good offense. Marking the ball very well. As they get the ball down, far side of the field, that's Williams. She moves it ahead to Bauman. Bauman now dribbling it back toward the goal. She kicks it ahead and going over to pick up the ball and almost got a face full of foot from Bauman. That was the goalkeeper, and she got the ball, kicked it downfield, cleared it out of the goal, and Wautoma with the ball as they move it over midfield now for the Hornets. Ripon ahead by 2-0, 28-32 into the first half. Wautoma fighting for the ball on the far side, and that's Williams as she gets it. Now has it, kicks it, and I believe they're going to call a handball. They're going to say it's Wautoma's ball. I thought it was a handball against Wautoma, but they're going to give the ball to Wautoma at the location where I thought it was a handball. So Wautoma will kick the ball downfield on a free kick here. Nice kick, gets it down. Ripon heads it, but by Zimmerman. And trying to move it downfield are the Tigers. I believe that was Brooks. As Ripon now with the ball. Charlie Bruins picking it up is Annadel now. Ash Summer Annadel. She works it down the near side of the field. Nice job of dribbling. She's got a player open in the middle. That's Bruins. But Annadel still with the ball as she keeps dribbling it down toward the goal. And kicks it toward the goal, but blocked by Wautoma. And it comes way out, picked up by Ellie Rost. Rost over on the far side of the field and kicked away by Wautoma. So Wautoma now with the ball as they'll see what they can do with it. But picked up by Ripon and back to Wautoma. And they will cross midfield with the ball. Kicked ahead. Sheridan Zimmerman chasing it down for the Tigers, and it goes out of bounds. And they're going to call it off Wautoma, so it'll be Ripon's ball as Zimmerman will go back to throw the ball in. And we've got some substitutions. Number 10 going in for Ripon. For Bruins, number 10 for Ripon is Grace Retzloff. And also a substitution for Wautoma. Don't know who went in. I can't see the number with the long hair, but coming out to have a seat was Abby Peterson, or Peterman rather. So Brooks with the ball for the Tigers. Passes it ahead. Now picked up by Wautoma. And Williams chases it down for the Tigers. Williams moves the ball ahead, tries to get it to Bauman, cut off by Rost. Now a knee by Zimmerman. And she tries to get it ahead, but again picked up by Wautoma. Carson Bauman goes over, and now with the ball is Zimmerman. As not a lot of action down there, just kind of ping-ponging it around a little bit. Now it's going to be Wautoma ball out of bounds on the far side of the field. So Wautoma going over to throw the ball in. As throw it in toward the goal. And right there, Zimmerman to defend for the ball. Ross goes back, and Wautoma still with the ball. Ross comes up, she kicks it away, and moves the ball ahead to Grace Retzloff. Retzloff's got it moved ahead, tried to get it to Bauman, and now picked up on the far side of the field by Williams. And Wautoma steals the ball away. They move the ball down, and Ashley Annadel comes up, kicks it, and it's going to go out of bounds. This time it'll be Wautoma's ball out of bounds. Far side of the field, Ripon leads 2-0 with 32-15 into the first half. So kicking it back and forth between Ripon and Wautoma. Now stolen away by Ripon and kicked back downfield the other way by Wautoma. Picking up the ball is Ambrosio for the Tigers. Now Annadel, she kicks it downfield. We got Carson Bauman trying to chase it down, and she gets to it first, kicks it downfield, gets to the ball. Now brings it back out to Retzloff. Retzloff takes it in toward the goal, toward midfield, gets it to Annadel. Annadel open toward the goal, but doesn't take the shot. She had a wide open shot on the right side of the goal, and she tries to move it ahead and picked up by Wautoma. Now Carson Bauman, she'll kick it off toward the goal and off one of the Wautoma players. It's going to go out of bounds on the back line. They're going to say it's Wautoma ball. I thought that ball went off a Wautoma player when Carson kicked it, but they're going to give it to Wautoma. So kicking it downfield is Wautoma. And working it around, and now get the ball ahead back to Bauman. Bauman has a wide open shot toward the goal and stopped by the keeper for Wautoma. She's had a couple of good stops there against the Tigers tonight. Ellie Rost with the ball now for the Tigers. Gets it over to Williams. Headed for the far side of the field. Keeps it from going out of bounds. Wautoma kicks it down, but now out of bounds, so it's going to be Ripon's ball just inside of midfield. And throwing it down was Zimmerman, and it's going to go out of bounds again off Wautoma. Clock at 34-13 with Ripon leading 2-0. Annadel throws the ball in, gets it to Bauman. Far side of the field, Bauman tries to turn around and come down. Now clears it out, gets it down, but stolen away by Wautoma. Move the ball ahead, and Williams was there to stop it. Now Rost keeps it from going out of bounds, but knocked back by Wautoma and downfield, just staying in bounds on the far sideline. Wautoma with the ball, moving it ahead. Now stopped by Zimmerman. Zimmerman tried to move it up, and Wautoma stole the ball away once again. Get the ball to the middle of the field where it's picked up there by Ambrosio. And now Wautoma steals it away, kicks it downfield, and it looks like nobody's going to get to it, and it's going to go out of bounds on the near side of the field and will be Ripon ball. So Downs comes over to throw the ball in for the Tigers. Tigers lead 2-0. Throw in, comes downfield to Annadel. Annadel, excuse me, that's Carson Bauman. She's the only one with the bright orange shoes out there. I can't miss her. Now Annadel with the ball, but Bauman gets the ball back. She's fighting to get it downfield, and a kick, and the ball right into the arms of the goalkeeper. So again, a stop by Wautoma as Bauman with the opportunity to score. Ripon leads 2-0, trying to add to that score. So Rost with the ball down the far side of the field, and she kicks it in, tries to kick it in toward the middle of the field. It gets to Bauman, and Bauman takes a shot toward the goal, but stopped by the keeper once again. She kicks it downfield to another one of the Wautoma players, and stolen away there by Annadel. Annadel moves the ball ahead to Bauman, back to Annadel. Annadel on the far side of the field, trying to work her way toward the goal. Takes a kick toward the goal. It would not have been in anyway. A stop by the goalkeepers. It would have been a little bit wide right of the upright. But we've got a stoppage of play, and it looks like it's going to be a Ripon corner kick from the far side of the field, and I think that's corner kick number 6. I'm not marking them down, but Ripon with all the corner kicks so far tonight. Annadel over to kick it in. She kicks it in toward the middle. Stopped there by Wautoma. Came back toward Annadel, and they're going to get another corner kick, I believe. No, they're going to bring the ball in. Now he's going to say it's a corner kick. Started to bring the ball back in toward the goal, and then they reversed it and said it was a corner kick. So kicks it in. Again, stopped by Wautoma. Kicked away downfield. Wautoma picks the ball down on the far side of the field, moves it down to another Wautoma player. Now Ashley Annadell, or Summer Annadell rather, with the ball. And out of bounds. No, it didn't go out of bounds. And Wautoma with the ball, Zimmerman there. And Zimmerman kicks the ball downfield, but picked up by Wautoma, back to Ripon and Ashley Annadell. And fighting for it is Williams for Ripon with Wautoma, and they're going to say it's out of bounds off Ripon, so it'll be Wautoma ball. 37-59 as a couple of substitutions for Wautoma. Number 11 and 42. 11 being Laura Babcock, and 42 is Vanessa Louise, or however you pronounce it. So inbound by Ripon on the far side, but it's going to go out of bounds off the Tigers and be Wautoma ball. And again, off the body of Ripon. That's looks like Williams. Wautoma inbounds the ball once again along the sideline. And Wautoma with the ball. This is about the deepest they've been in Ripon territory. And Ripon being defensive down there. They get the ball up into Wautoma. Now heads it away by the Tigers downfield. Wautoma with the ball. And they kick it downfield. Ambrosio, now Downs picks up the ball. And she tries to dribble it down. Wautoma steals it away, but Downs tries to get it back, which she does. She moves the ball upfield a bit and open to anybody. Ripon clears it down and away from everybody, but Wautoma gets the ball. Now to Ashley Annadell, and Annadell will move the ball forward, but a little too hard past the Ripon players, and then it goes past Wautoma, and Summer Annadell gets down there, keeps it from going out of bounds here on the near side, passes the ball toward Carson Bauman, but Wautoma clears it away and downfield. Wautoma with the ball at midfield as they're being defended there by Ashley Annadell. Continue to move the ball down. Brooks now headed back downfield by Wautoma as Zimmerman gets the ball back, and we've got a whistle and stoppage of play. So it's going to be, see whose ball it's going to be down here. That's actually going to be the half. It's a 40-minute half, not 45-minute half. So halftime here at Ingalls Field for Ripon. And before we take a break for the halftime, I want to say congratulations goes out to the Ripon girls basketball team as they finished their best season in recent years with an 11-14 season record. Two Ripon ladies were given honorable mention in the WLUK TV 11 end of the season poll. Junior Allie Bumby, who averaged 10 points per game and 17.7 rebounds per game, which was also first in the state among both boys and girls basketball. And sophomore Carson Bauman also averaging 12.1 points per game. Bumby was also awarded second team all-conference honors, and Bauman honorable mention all-conference honors. In boys basketball, junior Riley Brooks received first team all-conference, and in wrestling it was Brandon Sherpitt receiving second team all-conference honors, with Jordan Perkins and Riley Nickel both receiving honorable mention. So we're here at halftime at Ripon's Ingalls Field on a beautiful sunny day. We've got, I believe it's 10 minutes we get for the half, and Ripon leads here 2-0 over Wautoma. I'm Bruce Link with your play-by-play, and you're watching Ripon Girls Soccer on Ripon Channel. Welcome back to Ripon's Ingalls Field as we're getting ready to start the second half of play. I'm Bruce Link with your play-by-play tonight here of the Ripon Girls Soccer game against the Wautoma Wild Rose Hornets. Ripon leads here 2-0 as we're getting ready to start the second half. Both teams on the field. They've switched sides of the field. Ripon now moving from left to right on your screen. Wautoma in the white, and they'll be on the right moving to their left. So getting ready to start off here. It'll be Wautoma to start off things here in the second half. They start with the ball. So it looks like we have about the same starters on the field for Ripon as we had in the first half. So Wautoma moves the ball back and trying to move it forward. Ripon giving them some problems there. Ross tries to pick the ball up at midfield. Now moves it back to Ashley Annadell. Annadell over to Zimmerman here on the near side. She'll push it ahead and passes it to the middle of the field to Annadell. Summer Annadell, and ahead now to Carson Bauman. Bauman shot right in the middle toward the goal, but the goalkeeper for Wautoma, Charlie Kratz, right there to reel it in and move the ball back downfield for Wautoma. As Ashley Annadell moves the ball up, and it's going to go out of bounds and will be off Wautoma, so it'll be Ripon on the throw-in. Sheridan Zimmerman throws it in for the Tigers. She gets it to Summer Annadell, and Annadell tries to move it ahead, and it's going to go off the foot of Kowalewski and out of bounds. So it'll be Wautoma ball. Out of bounds here. Ripon wants to get a substitute in the way it looks. I'm not sure. No, that's the... I wasn't sure what Coach Zankervis was doing there, but Bauman moves the ball down and tries to kick it in toward the goal and off the foot of the goalkeeper and out of bounds. And in that case, it should be a Ripon goal or a corner kick. If it went off the keeper's foot, and it looks like Ashley Annadell, Summer Annadell, going over to do the corner kick. So another corner kick for Ripon. I believe that makes number 7 on the night for the Tigers. So Ashley Annadell goes to do the corner kick. Kicks it in toward the goal, and it's going to be stopped by the goalkeeper just outside the left upright, and it's going to be out of bounds. So Annadell once again to do a corner kick. This one will be number 8. No corner kicks yet tonight by Wautoma Wild Rose. Ripon leads 2-0 as we're just 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the second half. Ripon with the ball. That's Rost. She will kick the ball back, and now it's going to be out of bounds off. Oh, now he's going to change the flag. So they're going to say it's Wautoma's ball. Out of bounds on the far side of the field. Initially said it was supposed to be Ripon's ball, but then he switched sides. So Wautoma moving back with the ball, back to about the 35-yard line of the Ripon side of the field. And again, it goes out of bounds, this time off Wautoma, so it'll be Ripon with the throw-in. And they quickly get the ball in. And far side of the field, Ripon with the ball going down the sideline. Now stolen away by Wautoma, and Ripon gets it back, and then Wautoma gets it back. So on the far sideline, Ripon kicks it downfield, and it's going to go out of bounds. And will be, I believe they indicated Wautoma ball. Yes, they'll throw the ball in. Stolen away there by Ripon. Wautoma now gets the ball back. Move it toward center field and out of bounds. So Ripon ball, looks like Downs throws it in. So with the ball, Wautoma trying to dribble it, move it ahead, but Ripon Annadell right there to steal the ball away. And she moves it forward, now stolen by Wautoma. They'll try to move it up the floor now, or up the field now. And Brooks there for the Tigers. Get it down to Ellie Rost. Rost has it stolen away, but she goes back after it. Bounces back to the other side of the field, and Wautoma once again with the ball, and it'll go out of bounds and be Ripon's ball. Downs back to throw the ball in for the Tigers. She'll throw it forward. try to get it in to another Ripon player, and then Wautoma gets it downfield, but Brooks clears it out. Back downfield as Wautoma get the ball back. Now Annadel, and she'll try to move the ball forward. Trying to look for Olivia Jennings, but she had the ball knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Wautoma ball. They throw it in, and now it's going to revert back to Ripon. Kind of swirls that flag around up over his head, and I'm not sure what that means, if that means a reset or what. That I think what's happening is that the thrower is not keeping her back foot on the ground, and that's what they're calling on Wautoma.
I thought that was everybody gather around the campfire for beer.
Anyway, little bird in my ear, I had to laugh at what he had to say. Anyway, Ripon moves the ball up the field and chasing it down. Ripon on the far side. They're up to about the 5-yard line of the football field, even the goal line, and moving the ball ahead toward the goal. And the goalkeeper going to pick it up down there and punt the ball downfield. She has a little bit, not much of a wind. It looks like the wind is even lessened since we started the game tonight. It's going to go out of bounds off Wautoma on the far side. So Ripon try to move the ball forward. Try to add to their 2-0 score that they have here. We're at the 46-minute mark. So now picked up here on the near side by Victoria Peralta for Wautoma, and it's going to go out of bounds. And will be Ripon ball here at front of the Ripon bench. So throwing it in is Zimmerman for the Tigers. Down to Carson Bauman. Bauman trying to get away from the defender for Wautoma. The defender comes away with the ball. She'll kick it downfield. Another player picks it up, and they'll move the ball forward. But Ashley Annadel right there. She kicks it down. Now Ellie Rost down there and gets it past the Wautoma player, and it's going to be, she comes back with it, trying to go toward the goal, but it's going to go out of bounds and be Wautoma ball as they'll do the throw in. Have to kind of watch and make sure they're keeping that back foot on the ground, the toe. As long as they keep the toe on the ground, it's a legal throw. If they lift that back foot, then they lose the ball. It's an illegal throw. So Ripon, looks like they're going to get a kick from about the 40-yard line. And Wautoma kicks the ball back, and they have the ball trying to move it forward. They dribble it up ahead, pass it to another player. Now get it over midfield and cleared away by Zimmerman, but right back to Wautoma. Zimmerman there now and into Wautoma. Wautoma trying to move it downfield, and we've got a girl tripped up for Wautoma, but I don't know if there was a whistle. Yeah, there must have been a whistle. So Wautoma should be able to kick the ball from there, I believe. Looks like the goalkeeper going to kick it for Ripon. So she kicks it downfield, and right there to steal it back is Annadel, but she gets it over to Wautoma. Now downfield by Brooks for the Tigers. And Kowaleski now picking up the ball for the Tigers. That's Ellie Ross, but it's going to go out of bounds and will be Wautoma ball. We're going to have a substitution for Wautoma, as coming in is number 7, Alexis Christman. Coming out of the game for Wautoma. She's got that long black hair, and it covers up the number. Oh, there she moved, so I believe that is Lupita Brasinas. So Wautoma with the ball, now stolen away by Ripon. Annadel. That's Summer, and it's going to go out of bounds off Wautoma. So Ripon will throw it in from the near side. Zimmerman comes over to throw the ball in. Tries to get it to Kowaleski. Kowaleski has it go out of bounds, and it's going to be a Wautoma ball in front of the Ripon bench. Ripon leads 2-0 with 49:30 on the clock. We play a full 80 minutes.
They may add extra time at the end for out of bounds.
There's always a possibility of extra time being added at the end of the game. But at this point, we played at 80 minutes, and then we'll see if they add extra time. So Ripon with the ball. Zimmerman kicks it down, but stolen away by Wautoma. And now coming down is Ashley Anadel. And Wautoma player holding her hands like she may have had a handball, but trying to keep it from getting called. Once again, kicking it downfield, and Bauman, she goes down, picks up the ball. She's all alone. It's just her and the goalkeeper. She kicks it off the foot of the goalkeeper. Bauman kicks it again and gets it to go in over the head of the goalkeeper at the 51-minute mark, and makes it 3-0 for the Tigers. So Carson Bauman gets in the scoring for the Tigers here. Makes it 3-0 for Ripon. So 51-minute mark, as now Bauman has got in the scoring for Ripon. Summer Anadel and Ava Nankervis, all three scoring for the Tigers. So Wautoma will start with the ball when we go back into play, and it is. They move it ahead at midfield over on the far side of the court, or far side of the field. I'm used to basketball. So Ripon moving the ball forward on the far sideline, and now picked up by Wautoma. Try to move it forward, but Ripon steals the ball back away over to the far side, and far sideline. It's going to go out the back line. And did that go off Ripon or Wautoma? I believe it went off Wautoma. No indication of which direction the ball's going, but from the way the Ripon players are moving, I assume it's going to be Wautoma ball. Wautoma not in any hurry to put the ball into play. 3-0, Ripon with the lead here. So Wautoma will kick the ball out from the goal box. Kick it down, Ripon stops it down there. I believe that's, I was going to say Kovaleski, but Kovaleski's on the near side of the field. So ball's on the far side right now. Kicking it around, trying to get it down. That's Ross chasing it down. She tries to get it over to Kovaleski. Now she does. Gets beyond Kovaleski, but she keeps it from getting out of bounds, at least so far. She gets it right tight to the sideline. And Wautoma kicks it away and out of bounds. So Ripon's ball. They'll throw the ball in, and it will be Downs is going to come out for Ripon, as going into the game is number 19. That's Williams, Elena Williams. She throws the ball in for the Tigers. Wautoma kicks the ball down, but picked up by Ellie Rost. Rost tries to pass it over to the far side. That's over to Nankervis, and now it's going to go out of bounds and be Wautoma's ball on the far side of the field. So Wautoma throws the ball in, and her own player gets it there, tries to keep it away from Ripon. Now moves it ahead to another Wautoma player, and finally Ashley Anadel there. She'll move the ball back to Zimmerman for the Tigers. Zimmerman dribbles the ball forward, tries to get it to the middle of the field to Rost. Rost there with the ball, kicks it ahead, and we've got Ripon player, and she was held, but no whistle. She kind of got her arm hooked with the Wautoma player, but she yanked her back. But ball's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Wautoma ball. And again, Wautoma in no hurry to put the ball into play. Looks like they're going to give Wautoma the ball right back at the corner almost. So throw in by Wautoma. As they come in, throw the ball in, get the ball ahead, and we've got a whistle. And We're going to have a goalkeeper change for the Tigers. It looks like Reese Downs, when they allow her to, she'll go in and take over the goalkeeping duties for Ripon. As Wautoma with the ball, now stolen away by Ripon. Back over to Wautoma. Ripon kicks it back ahead. Bauman with the ball. And once she gets that ball, she's dangerous. Kicks it, Bauman scores again for Ripon. So Bauman with 2 scores tonight. That makes it 4-0 in the 55-minute mark. So 4-0 for the Tigers. 2 of those scores come by Carson Bauman tonight.
There's just not nearly enough gravel in the parking lot for that goalie to kick.
So, and with that, Haley Shearer going to come out of the game, and sophomore Reese Downs going to go in and be the goalkeeper now for the Tigers here in the second half, with the Tigers leading 4-0. Wautoma kicks the ball back, now stolen away by Summer Annadel, over to the far side, and jockeying for the ball between Ripon and Wautoma. Annadel comes away with it, brings it back toward the middle of the field, tries to move it ahead to Bauman. Bauman there to pick up the ball, kicks it in and stopped and kept it from going into the goal by, nice save actually by the goalkeeper for Wautoma. She had it go off her hands and she kind of rolled and it kind of went in toward the goal, but she still kept it from going in. Now Bauman takes another shot at the goal, and this one goes wide to the right. Bauman nearly had another score, had the hat trick almost. So, still plenty of time for Carson Bauman to pull the hat trick yet tonight. So, ball brought into play by Wautoma. Bauman with the ball. She's moving the ball forward. She is a striker there, and she kicks it toward the goal, and the goalkeeper there to pick it up for Wautoma. She kicks the ball downfield. Picked up there by Wautoma. That's Charlie Kratz. Now Ripon with the ball. Annadel. She'll move it down the near sideline. And now kicked it. We've got a flag. It looks like an offside call by Wautoma, or Ripon rather. Oh, okay. Okay. I guess an elbow into the back of the Wautoma player, so it'll be Wautoma's ball. They'll kick the ball from that spot where the infraction occurred. I didn't see it, but another set of my eyes did. So Carson Bauman with the ball again. She passes it into the middle of the field to Annadel. Annadel jockeying for the ball there, now kicked toward the out of bounds by Wautoma, but there to pick it up is Williams. She gets it over back toward Carson. Carson with the ball, and now off Wautoma. Back to Williams, and Wautoma's going to get the ball. Kicks it downfield a little bit. Might be a little bit wet out there, and the ball slowing it down a little bit. Looks like that ball could have a little moisture on it. So Annadel, Summer Annadel with the ball for the Tigers. Passes it ahead, gets it beyond Bauman, so Bauman couldn't get to it in time. And it's going to be kicked out of bounds. And I think Ripon may get a corner kick out of this. So coming into the game for the Tigers, for Bauman, and a nice round of applause for Carson Bauman, and a big smile on her face as she comes out of the game. And number 13 went in, but okay, that's Haley Shearer going into the game, the one that came out as the goalkeeper for Ripon. So Shearer goes in for the Tigers. And Ashley Annadel with the ball for Ripon. She'll move the ball into the back defensive line. Zimmerman passes it across field to Kowaleski. Kowaleski moves the ball forward, and that's over to Olivia Jennings. Jennings moves the ball forward toward the goal for Wautoma, but kicked over to the sideline. Jennings picks it up over there for the Tigers. Kicks it in, but Wautoma clears it downfield, and another Wautoma player picks up the ball, But right there is Rost for the Tigers as she steals it away. Gets the ball back ahead to Jennings. Jennings over to Nankervis. And Nankervis has it go out of bounds, so it'll be Wautoma ball on the far sideline. Ripon leading 4-0 here in the second half of play. We have 58-20 in the game. Counting upward toward that 80 minutes of play with the possibility of extra time being added. So stoppage of play at the moment as Wautoma player ties her shoes. Now throws the ball in. Ripon tries to steal it away there and moved ahead into Summer Annadel. Annadel kicks it over, tries to get it over into the middle of the field to Shear, and kicked away by Wautoma. Ripon back to chase it down. Williams except Wautoma there to pick up the ball, move it ahead, and stolen away now by Ripon. That's Zimmerman. She clears it from midfield ahead to Shear. Shear falls to the ground. She was tripped up. I'm not sure if she was tripped up or tripped herself up. But Wautoma moving the ball ahead. Now it's going to go out of bounds. Be Ripon ball on the near sideline, and Zimmerman to throw the ball in for the Tigers. So in comes the ball, and Wautoma with it. And we're going to have a whistle. I believe it's going to go to Wautoma, as I think the Ripon girl pushed the Wautoma girl down. Not sure who it was for Ripon that pushed her, but that's what it looked like. Yep, it's going to be a kick by Wautoma, so I'm sure that was what the call was. And Summer Annadel blocked it, now moved downfield, and with the ball down there, Ashley Annadel, and she'll kick it downfield, and chasing it down is Wautoma, along with Shear for Ripon. And Shear fighting for it. She comes away with the ball, headed toward the goal, kicks it, long kick. It curves on her. Should have taken her time and dribbled it downfield a little bit and gotten closer to the goal. Would have had a much better shot. So Ripon with the ball, fighting for it, and coming away with it looks like Annadel, Summer Annadel. And now Williams with the ball. She'll pass it over to Shear. Shear playing Ballman's position, and she kicked it and curved it a little bit actually on the kick, but it hits the right side of the net. So coming into the game for the Tigers is Bruins. It looks like coming out will be, as soon as I can pick up the number, that looks like Ava Nankervis. So nice game by Ava Nankervis. So far tonight, we're at the 61-10 mark. And Shear with the ball, moving toward the goal, kicks it but wide right as the ball sails past the goal. Ripon leading 4-0. Nice way to start the season for the Tigers. They had a tie against Freedom on Tuesday night. 1-1 tie with Freedom, and if things continue as they are now, Ripon will come away with the win here tonight, and they'll be 1-0-1 on the season. Ball going toward the far sideline, goes out of bounds off the Tigers and will be Wautoma ball. So one of the young ladies will go over to throw the ball in for the Tigers from the corner. Far corner on the right side of your screen. Throws it in. And picking it up there, Ripon tried, and finally Summer Annadel tries for it. Now Bruins has the ball for the Tigers. Sparring for it over there, and coming away with it will be Wautoma as it goes out of bounds off Ripon. So we got a couple of new players coming into the game. Number 25 for Ripon, Alexa Heemstra, and number 10 for Wautoma, Sabrina Adair. So both coaches substituting players fairly freely here. Now the throw in, and Summer Annadel there to get the ball and going to go out of bounds. And I believe that went off. Yes, it went off Wautoma. So Ripon comes over to throw the ball in. Stopped there by Wautoma. Summer Annadel. And now over to Wautoma at midfield. They get it downfield. Kowalski there for the Tigers, and it's going to go out of bounds off Wautoma. Be Ripon ball. So it looks like Malia Kowalski will go over to throw the ball in for the Tigers. She'll throw the ball in, and she must have picked up her back foot because now they are going to give the ball to Wautoma. We have another substitution for Wautoma. And number 22 going in for Wautoma, that's Itzel Espinoza. She enters the game, or re-enters the game once again. As soon as everybody's clear of the field, we will get underway again. Throw in by Wautoma. Downfield, and Kowalski comes away with it. Passes it ahead. Now Wautoma with the steal. Ripon comes up, gets the ball back. Dribbling down is Ashley Annadell. She gets it ahead to Williams, or no, that's Heemstra. And now downfield by Wautoma. Down there is Zimmerman. She has it go out of bounds off herself, and that'll be Wautoma ball on the near side of the field. We've got another Wautoma substitution, as going into the game is Lizeth Gonzalez. She'll move to the far side of the field, and as soon as the field is clear, we'll have the throw in by Wautoma. So throw in. Goes in, stolen away by Ripon. That looks like Zimmerman. Zimmerman dribbling it downfield, taking her time, gets it ahead to Heemstra. Heemstra now with the ball, moving it ahead a bit, and she continues to dribble it downfield, but now Wautoma going to come away with it and keeps it from going out of bounds, and we've got to fight for it right in front of the Ripon bench, and it's going to be Wautoma ball. A little hard to tell who that actually went off from, but the official says it went off Ripon, so Wautoma ball. Heemstra gets it back, gets it to Ashley Annadell. Annadell with the hard kick downfield, tries to get it to Shear. Shear chasing it down. She's open, but converged on quickly by a couple of Wautoma Hornets. Yeah, she continues to control the ball, taking her time, waiting for somebody to help her out down there. Now gets it back to Heemstra. Heemstra over to Summer Annadell. Annadell kicks it down toward the goal, and in the middle of the field, that's Jennings, and now back to Kowalski. Ashley Annadell in the middle of the field now. She moves it ahead, and Wautoma comes away with it. Stolen away now by Ashley Annadell, and she'll move it back the other way for the Tigers. She'll take her time, moves it up to Shearer. Shearer in the middle of the field, and trying to get the ball to an open person, just taking her time. Now moving it up, and a kick, and she scores! Scores from about the goal line of the football field at the 67-minute mark. So Shearer gets on the scoreboard for Ripon, makes it 5-0 in favor of the Tigers. Clock says 66-29 is when that score was made. So 5-0 now by the Tigers as Haley Shearer adds to the other three players that have scored for Ripon tonight. So Wautoma with the ball. They try to move it forward, but Rost right there to steal it away, gets it to Annadell. That's Bruins. Bruins taking her time, trying to move it ahead. Tigers on the far side of the field. Now kick it back to Kowalski in the defensive backfield. Over to Annadell. That's Ashley. She'll move the ball forward to Summer. Summer now takes her time, dribbles it forward down the sideline here on the near side. Gets it down, kicks it ahead, tries to get it to Shearer, but way out in front of her, and Wautoma with the ball there. And now going to go out of bounds, and it'll be Ripon ball on the near sideline. So coming over to throw the ball in will be Haley Shearer. And Ripon with the substitution. Looks like going in is going to be Mia Andrade. And coming out is Olivia Jennings. Jennings takes a break for the Tigers. Ball goes into Annadel, and taking a kick, a high pop kick to the goal is Shear, pulled in by the goalkeeper, Fuss, for Wautoma, and then she punts it downfield. And we've got a stoppage of play on a whistle. Infraction apparently against Ripon. They'll bring the ball up to about, looks like about the 35-yard line of the football field on the right side, with Ripon leading 5-0, 68-minute mark here. About under 12 minutes left to go in the remainder of this game. So into a cluster of players, and finally coming away with it. It looks like Ripon has the ball on the far side of the field. Shear with the ball now for Ripon, and it's going to go out of bounds. Let's see who they give it to. Ripon is going to get the ball on the kick out off Wautoma. So substitutions being made for the Tigers. Grace Retzloff coming in for Ripon along with Amanda Ambrosio. Coming out is Heemstra, and it looks like Shear. Haley Shear, one of the team captains here for Ripon. She's not very tall, so coach is giving her a hard time with the high five. So Ripon, Wautoma now making some substitutions. Going in is Charlie Kratz and 24, and I don't see a 24 on my roster, so I can't tell you who that would be. I'm sorry, folks. 5-0, Ripon leads here as we enter the 70-minute mark of the game, so 10 minutes remaining here tonight with Ripon in the lead. And it looks like they probably will come away with the win tonight. Ripon gets the ball back in the defensive backfield. Stolen away by Wautoma. They try to move it forward. Kowaleski there. Now kicked away by Ripon. And it's going to go out of bounds on the far side of the field and about be Wautoma ball. Wautoma hasn't seen a whole lot of action in their half of the field tonight. The Ripon goalkeeper not having to do much work back there tonight. So inbound by Wautoma. Looks like those girls might be getting a little bit gassed out there too at this point of the ball game. Kowaleski has the ball stolen away from her as they work the ball downfield. Ripon picks it up. That's Ashley Annadel. Keeps it from going out of bounds. Now kicked out by Wautoma. It'll be Ripon ball. Official over there almost couldn't make up his mind which way he wanted to put the flag. He started one way and then the other and went back the other. So Ripon throws it in. They get the ball in. Bruins fighting for the ball down there. It's moved ahead, but Wautoma kicks it, and it's going to go out of bounds and be Ripon's ball. And actually, apparently it didn't go out of bounds. They never stopped play. So Kowaleski with the ball. She gets it to Ashley Annadel. Annadel with the ball on the far sideline. And this time it'll go out of bounds off Wautoma and will be Ripon ball. Kowaleski goes over to throw it in for the Tigers. She makes sure she keeps both feet on the ground when she does the throw in this time. Again, it goes out of bounds off Wautoma, and Ripon again has the ball out of bounds. Kowaleski going over to throw it in for Ripon. We're at the 72-minute mark, just coming up to it with Ripon leading 5-0. So with the ball, and again, it's going to be a throw-in by Kowaleski. This time she's at midfield, so slowly working their way upfield on throw-ins. As ball to midfield, now kicked away by Wautoma. Back to Kowaleski, and Kowaleski gets it up to Rost, but Rost has it stolen away by Wautoma. They'll move the ball forward. Get the ball up, Kowaleski right there. And jockeying for the ball at midfield, Rost right there. And finally, Wautoma going to have the ball, but Kowaleski comes along, kicks it away. And Wautoma now kicks it downfield. One thing about this game, it's constantly being kicked back and forth between players of both teams. So Kowaleski with the ball once again. Now it's going to go out of bounds and be Wautoma's ball on the far side of the field. So good night for a soccer game. Nice weather. Wind has picked up a little bit more than what it was a little bit earlier. We're in the 73-minute mark. 5-0 Ripon. Kowaleski with the ball. Wautoma tried to steal it away. Now it's going to go out of bounds off Kowaleski, so it'll be a Wautoma ball. That's going to be out of bounds at roughly somewhere around the 5 or 10 yard line of the football field on the far side. Looks like about the 5 yard line. So Wautoma will throw it in from there. Throw in, and she must have picked her foot up because now it's going to go to Ripon. Kowaleski goes over to throw it in for Ripon. Leah gets it down, tries to get it to Bruins, and now Bruins comes away with it. Moves the ball ahead, tries to get it to Summer Annadel, and kicked downfield, and it's going to be pulled in by the goalkeeper for Ripon, wide of the goal. It's the first time Downs has had a chance to get her hands on the ball as the goalkeeper tonight. She'll kick it downfield and right to a Wautoma player. Doesn't get much clearance on the ball. As Annadel down there to fight for the ball for the Tigers. She kicks it down, but right to a Wautoma player. And now Kowaleski comes away with it. She'll dribble the ball ahead. Still with the ball. Taking her time, moving it ahead down the far side of the field. Trying to move the ball up, and now taken away by Wautoma. Out of bounds, and it's going to be Wautoma ball out of bounds. 75-minute mark, so we got just under 5 minutes remaining in tonight's contest. Wautoma throws the ball in, Ripon leading 5-0 as Kowaleski with the ball now for Ripon. Moves the ball ahead. Now Wautoma, they'll kick the ball downfield, and picked up back there is Brooks. Brooks moves it over to Kowaleski. Kowaleski works it down the far side of the field. And I'm not sure who that is on the far side for the Tigers. Rost was in there, now kicked downfield by Ashley Annadel. Trying to chase it down, Ripon, but two Wautoma players right there. Now it's going to go out of bounds off Wautoma, so it'll be Ripon ball. That's Grace Retzloff. Retzloff to throw it in. She throws it into Summer Annadel. Annadel moves it down the near sideline and right into the Wautoma player. Looked like it went right into her breadbasket. And then it's going to go out of bounds, so it's going to be a corner kick for the Tigers as it goes out of bounds out the back line. Inside the 76-minute mark. Annadel in the corner, and I think this is number 8 now for Ripon. On the corner kicks, so Ripon getting into position on the corner kick. Into the middle of the field, and kicking it toward the goal was Grace Retzloff, but blocked by the keeper for Wautoma. Nice job by Grace Retzloff to see that opening. But it's going to be another corner kick for Ripon. So Summer Annadel to do the kicking. Gets it down to the middle of the field. Wautoma there. Now Ripon back to Wautoma. Ping-ponging the ball around in there. Finally Wautoma comes away with it. Move it downfield. Now it's going to go to Charlie Kratz. But Zimmerman right there to steal the ball back away for the Tigers. Dribbling it downfield. Tries to move it ahead to Summer Annadel. Now gets it in the middle of the field. And that's to Ambrosio. And Wautoma comes away with the ball in the middle of the field. Moves it ahead, but Kowaleski right there. And over to the other side. Ripon and to Rost. Rost kicks the ball ahead. And it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to call it off Ripon. So it'll be Wautoma's ball. We've got a substitution for Wautoma as Vanessa Langlos goes into the game. She'll go all the way to the far side of the field. So they're waiting for the other gal to come off the field, clear the field. They throw the ball in just as she comes off the field. Wautoma, they keep it from going out of bounds on the far side. Kowaleski there. Now it's going to go out of bounds, and it will be Ripon ball as it will go off Wautoma. So Kowaleski goes to throw the ball in. Ripon leading 5-0, and we're in the 78-minute mark, so about a minute and a half remaining here in this contest tonight. Looks like Ripon will come away with the victory here tonight at Ingalls Field on this beautiful Friday night for soccer. Zimmerman kicks the ball down off Wautoma. Zimmerman right back on the ball again. Nice footwork by Zimmerman. She kicks it downfield, and Wautoma comes away with it again. Summer Anadel fighting for it. She comes away with the ball, but cut off there by Wautoma. And best thing Anadel can do is just keep trying to control the ball and let the clock run. So Wautoma, they get the ball back. Kratz with the ball here on the near side. She gets it back to Adair. Adair up to Kratz. Kratz gets it toward the goal, but not much of a kick as Downs comes up and reels the ball in to give Ripon the chance to get downfield again with the ball. She kicks it downfield, and down there is Summer Anadel. Anadel with the ball, dribbling it downfield for the Tigers. Going down the far side of the field, along the sideline. She's wide open at the moment. Nobody can catch up to her. And finally, somebody does. Kicked away by Wautoma. That's going to go out of bounds and be Ripon's ball. So we have just a few seconds remaining, and that should be the end of the game. Right now, we're down to 80 minutes played. So good game. Ripon comes away with the victory here tonight. 5-0. So that's going to wrap up our game for tonight. We want to remind you that the Ripon girls soccer match, our next game, will be next week Thursday as the Tigers host the Berlin Indians right here at Ingalls Field beginning at 4:45 p.m. in the first East Central Conference match of the season. The girls softball game scheduled for this coming Monday night, April 4th at Freedom, that's been rescheduled for April 23rd. Ripon will open East Central Conference play this coming Tuesday night against Winneconne at Ripon's Murray Park. The first pitch scheduled for 4:45. And Monday night, the Ripon boys baseball team will host Marquezan at Barlow Park on Ripon's south side. First pitch is scheduled for 4:45. Then Ripon will open East Central Conference action on Tuesday night against Berlin at Berlin with the first pitch set for 4:45. And then Tuesday, the Ripon boys golf team will participate in a mini tournament at Lake Breeze Golf Club in Winneconne with Berlin, Kettle Moraine Lutheran, Kewaskum, and Plymouth High Schools. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to Riley Eisnagel, our executive producer for the Ripon Channel. Once again, final score tonight from Ripon's Ingalls Field. Ripon 5, Wautoma Wild Rose 0. I'm Bruce Lenk for the Ripon Channel saying have a great weekend, and as always, stay Tiger proud.